on those defensive matchups, I guess, and execute those. So, yeah, it's exciting.
And then how happy are you? We're obviously level 2 last night, so had contingency plans to have 40 people in total, but it's great here to have so many fans coming along to this game. What are how happy are your guys to be able to have everyone who wants to watch come along tonight?
I think particularly for the Year 13s, it's been a challenging year, so we're really excited to have it crowded and have the boys in supporting, and I think both these teams deserve that, so we're really excited about it.
Fantastic. All the best for the game. We're hoping for an exciting one. Back to you, Terry.
Okay, so yes, Christ College, they played 2 weeks ago, and the win was to St Andrews by 109-105. James is over here with the St Andrews head coach, Alan Jones.
Right, it's here with Alan Jones, head coach of the St Andrews College basketball team. So obviously undefeated, but it hasn't always been easy. He had, I think, a 1-point win against Ashburton, 4-point win against these guys from Christ College. How ready are your guys to come out tonight and sort of prove that they're the number one team from the region?
They're absolutely excited about tonight. I mean, no National Secondary School Tournament, no South Islands. This is the top of the year. This is their moment. So this is what we've been preparing all year for, and everybody seems ready.
Yeah, no, so obviously I talked to Ben about it as well. Level 1 now, when it was level 2 yesterday, we had contingencies in place. Do you think that'll sort of lift the guys' level, or they've sort of been able to deal with it, changing from level 1 the start of the season to level 2 where people couldn't come? Anything you're expecting from them in terms of how they play?
Well, they definitely haven't witnessed this sort of crowd at level 1 or at level 2. So this is definitely new territory for them. But I think they love it. I think they love the fact that their families, friends, schoolmates can all be here to support them. And some people have even said they like booze more than cheers. So having a few Christ supporters here is probably a good motivation for them as well.
I know, excellent. It's good. We've got both student sections behind the team, so a lot of loud support for each of them. So we're hoping for a really exciting game. You might want to win by a lot, but hoping it's nice and tight for us at least, commentary. So all the best.
Win to win.
Yeah, no, it definitely is all the best for the game. Back to you, Terry.
Thanks, James. Yeah, so a big crowd in here tonight. It's almost NBL atmosphere here at Cal Stadium. We had a huge crowd for the girls' game just before as well, the Whelan Trophy, McDonald's Whelan Trophy final, which St Andrews took out. So St Andrews got the boys and the girls looking to go the double here tonight, and they're already 10-0 St Andrews on the season, so as well as the semi-final win. Christ College, they come in 8-2, having dropped the game, and also that one that I mentioned before, 109-105 a couple of weeks ago to St Andrews. But anything can happen on the night, and Christ College is certainly up for it.
I think we're going to probably see a few dunks from both teams here, and Ben Sheik, coach at Christ College, said to expect really two very good offenses, so they know how to sort of exploit the matchups and where to get good looks from them. And I think two very, very good guards from each team, Tane Lavery for St Andrews and then Josh Book from Christ College. Different styles, but it should be very interesting to see those two go against each other.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen St Andrews play this season, but I did call a game between St Bede's and Christ College. And yeah, they can be deliberate if they want, and they can run Christ College, and they've certainly got some shooters. But it sounds like St Andrews also have a couple of guys that can light it up from the perimeter. Certainly the story around town is Benji Freeman.
Yes,
he's fond of a shot, so he's one that will look for him to go from deep, and of course Tane Lavery as well as a big time scorer for them. Who do you think will have the advantage on the interior, James, from what you've seen?
I think it's probably Christ College.
With Hunter Adam in there?
With Hunter Adam, and then Nale Fafita as well, just able to provide a bit more muscle there. St Andrews, though, no slouch, is Lynn McGuinness, very, very good at rolling, super athletic guy, but I just think there's a bit more depth in the front line for Christ College, but they've got to also put someone with a bit of height on Benji Freeman, because as he said, he can shoot from anywhere, and if, can be a metre or two behind the three-point line. If you're not there on him, he's very confident in a shot, almost as confident as Josh Book, I'd say, as well on the flip side to let it fly, and a lot of the times they just go in.
Yeah, Josh Book has a propensity to hit game winners, and he's done it several times. So it'll be great if this one went down to the wire and there was an opportunity there for one or the other sides to take a game winner. But judging by the the score in the last game. It was certainly a track meet, getting up and down the floor, so there'll be plenty of points scored tonight here at Cal Stadium. Like I said, packed crowd, probably 3 minutes 42 to go until tip-off here. Referees for tonight's game, James?
Yes, Tony Smith-Hunwick is the referee, and then crew chief, well, a referee as well, but crew chief Hamish Dale, two referees who have NBL experience this year from the showdown. And you can hear the crowd there as Christ College walks in for their final instructions before, you know, taking the court for real this time.
Yeah, let's see if St Andrews can counter that when they go in. They're still out here shooting at the moment. They're deciding whether they want to go over to the bench or not. Tane Lavery was keen to get over and get a counter to that Christ College chair. One final jump and dunk.
Yeah, that was Flynn McGuinness. He does this some bounce. We know his older brother Tom McGuinness playing for us at Lincoln University.
That's right.
A while ago, so I'm pretty sure he'll be watching from up in Wellington, where he's gone to shifted to university up there now.
So just a couple of minutes to go till tip-off here. Nice warm evening here in Cal Stadium. It heats up during the day. 24 degrees, so yeah, expect that we have got a couple of doors open just to try and get a little ventilation in the building, but it's going to be hot all night, I'd say.
Yeah, it's one of those hard things like this. There is some vents in here, but they don't really do a whole lot. It's if they're not too on and it's a frozen winter's morning, it is freezing then, but yeah, when all the people come in, there's not much you can do to drastically alter the temperature down. So yeah, open the doors, hope there's a bit of a breeze, which there is, but it's not uncomfortably cold at the moment.
Spiritual home of Canterbury basketball, Cal Stadium. And with a crowd like this in here, it's going to get loud. Hence, we've got headsets tonight, James, so at least we can hear what each other's saying.
You know, I've learnt over the years with you, Terry, number one, we don't have to look at each other when we're talking when you're wearing headsets. That's one of the key things. But yeah, it's number two, when the crowd gets into it, it can be almost impossible to hear what your partner's saying. And, you know, that can make for some embarrassing things when you're commentating as to, you know, what did that person actually ask me? I have no idea, so I'm just going to ramble about something and hope it's correct.
So McDonald's Thomson Trophy, named after Ray Thomson, a very long-standing stalwart of Canterbury basketball. Some years ago died, unfortunately, but Ray was he was a do-it-all guy, Ray.
Yeah.
You know, he used to fix score benches, he used to coach. He was an awesome coach, actually, Ray Thomson. I remember him coaching with a cup of tea. And he'd call a timeout, put the cup of tea down, give you a couple of encouraging instructions, and then back in the game and pick up his cup of tea.
Was it a thermos or was it like a...
No, an actual cup of tea. So we're looking at the starters, Flynn McGuinness, Tane Lavery. This is for Christ College, number 7.
Actually, yeah,
that's St Andrews.
St Andrews is heading back.
Number 7, Alex Lind. Looks like he's coming on the floor as well.
Yeah, we'll have Rebecca Moon will actually announce them. I think she's going to do the nominated visiting team first. Christ College, just waiting. I guess they're all waiting for the clock to run down. This is kind of one of those things, if you haven't timed your speech right as a coach, you kind of have to fill in an extra 30 seconds when you don't really want to.
Outstanding coaching unit over there. Ben Sheet, Ed Book, and by the look of it,
I think I saw Joe Cook Green.
Joe Cook Green is in there as well, so that's an interesting coaching lineup.
You know, they're pretty tall, so you want to have someone like Ed Book on your coaching staff as well. Anyway, here's the starting lineups. We'll just listen into these from Christ College first of all.
Will de Geese, good ball handling guard, good organiser.
Yep, and the crowd is too loud now, so we cannot hear what
Fletcher Miller, he's number 4. Josh Book, number 8. Nale Fafita, big strong man round the basket. Sets a good screen. And Hunter Adam, the big man, expect a couple of dunks out of him tonight.
Yeah, no, he likes to hang out under the basket and sneak behind the defence. So the St Andrews starters coming in.
Tane Lavery, nice ball handling guard, can get to the rim at will.
Ollie Miller, their second guard as well. Alex Lind, actually you could probably say they've got three guards, plus Benji Freeman can handle the ball as well.
Here comes Benji Freeman, number 14.
And there he is. Flynn McGuinness is my last connection to Stack. He was I think a year 7 or 8, came along to practices when we were coaching there. His final year of basketball now in high school here. And not a bad way to finish off when you hear him. In fact, pretty much a packed house here, Christ College versus St Andrews.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit of a barn burner tonight. Here we go.
So jumping, you see the McDonald's Golden Arches at centre court there. Flynn McGuinness for St Andrews and White going up against number 11 Hunter Adam from the Christ College.
McGuinness gets the tip, but Will de Geese comes down with the ball. Nice ball reversal. Hunter Adams decides not to shoot that. Goes to the basket. Kick out. Back inside. Nale Fafita around the basket. That's what he does best.
Yeah, just a little bit over anxious there. The close out there from St Andrews, flying at it to Geese. And that really opened up the whole thing there for the easy bucket inside.
Lavery with a kick out for Miles. Ollie Miles for 3. Hits it.
And just judging from the volume, I feel like either St Andrews has more people here or they have louder people here.
To Geese. Looks for Fafita again, puts it on the floor. Goes up against Benji there. Couldn't manage to pull down the rebound in the end. Probably not the shot they were looking for.
Yeah, Hunter Adam can shoot it. And there's one of those floating push shots there. I was going to say that looked like Tane Lavery, the way the shot went up, but it wasn't actually him scoring, it was Lind that time at the bucket.
Nice dribble handoff action here. Miller kicks it out.
Yeah, Adam
decided not to shoot. That goes Ed Book, and that's more his department in the three-point game. First foul of the game goes on number 7, Alex Lind.
There's Hunter Adam, he took that first three and he can shoot them. He hit quite a few against Shirley in the live stream game that was here earlier in the year, but didn't even look at the bucket that time when he got it.
Fafita powering up inside. Freeman couldn't deal with it over there. It was kicked off to Hunter Adam, who gets a nice, easy dish and a 2. Good interplay by the two bigs there from Christ College.
Yeah, they got, who was it? It was Flynn McGuinness jumped, and that just caused all sorts of issues. Nice look inside. It was Fafita making the dish down low. Fafita made the dish to him, and he went to dunk it. And probably the foul was the only reason that he didn't get a nice throwdown to begin the game.
Fafita kept that one alive. Christ College another possession. This is Miller penetrating. It's all the way to the basket, dishes it off. Inside to Hunter Adams, already having an impact on the interior. That's what we talked about. Maybe they do have an advantage there, so that could be their go-to strategy. Lavery behind the back, left-handed, couldn't get the roll. The Geest on the push.
It's going to be a super interesting battle. Josh Book versus Tane Lavery.
Good D there by McGuinness. Book penetrates, looks to scoop it, had it blocked by McGuinness. Lavery and Freeman working together. Lob pass goes up. Lavery didn't quite catch it in the air. Book going the other way now.
Yeah, probably not the time of the game to throw an alley-oop like that. Hunter Adam double teamed inside for Fafita, not even looking at the bucket. He does this time, launches it, and he probably should look at it a bit sooner.
I think if I could shoot like that, I'd look at the bucket more often. It's not something he's noted for, but hey, wide open. Don't give him 2 goes. Lavery tries to answer with a 3, couldn't get it. Lind with the rebound. Freeman, we know he's going to shoot those, and he hits it.
You have to close out a bit more urgently with him and not give him so much space because, he's taller than most players. Fafita's about the same height, but if your hand's up late, he's got all that space to let it fly.
Book, nice kick out pass to Miller. Miller left it on the front of the rim. De Geest does a great job. One of the smaller guys on the floor comes in, grabs the rebound, draws a foul. He'll be on the line. See who that was on, James.
Well, unfortunately, I found out in the last game that it's very hard to see what the referees signal when they're side on to you.
Whoever it is has got 2 fouls, so
I should be able
to call that first one on.
I'll check that very quick. I think it was McGuinness. No, they've had a few. Flynn McGuinness has had one, and Alex Lind has had one. So it's one of those two.
Yeah, let's hope it's not McGuinness. We're going to need his size in there to counter the big boys on the Christ College team. Freeman, crossover, behind the back, gets to the basket. Nice play from Freeman. Sliced and diced.
He's not the fastest, but he is very good with the ball and at using his body. So, you know, can slither through those gaps here when you don't really think there's space.
Miller decided not to shoot it. They got it back to Feeder. Why not? Have another crack. Couldn't get that one to go. Lavery with the rebound finds Lind. Lind's attacking the rim. Late dish. I don't think he was quite ready for it, McGuinness.
Well, he's sort of
with another three. Miles with a three, couldn't get it. Rebound for Hunter Adam.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the effort there from McGuinness to get on the floor and make such a good pass as he was sliding out of bounds.
Cook finding double coverage as he comes off the ball screen, which leaves Adam open, made a nice pass. Hunter Adam had the little switch onto him, took advantage of the size.
So their foul's just come up on the live sets now. Alex Lind with foul number 2. So
Miles cuts through a gap, let it go. It's just a question of whether Miller was the fouler or whether it was Josh Book. I think it's Miller.
So no substitutions for either team yet.
Yep, that's Tom Harrison
Sorry,
comes into
right.
the game for Fletcher Miller. And Harrison can shoot the ball as well if he gets going. Gives him another savvy ball handling guard. So tied up, 13 apiece.
Well, this is what we sort of expected. I mean, a 4-point game between the teams in their one matchup. Obviously evenly matched up, and both coaching staffs are very good at knowing what they should be focusing on. As Book launches the three, the Feeder inside position.
Blocked by McGuinness, did a nice job of keeping his hands out. Freeman takes a very long triple. That one doesn't go. Back rimmed it. Maybe needed to go a couple of steps back. He was almost at halfway anyway.
I think it's surprising when you play against someone who shoots from that far out. Like, you've got to recalibrate where you've got to start playing defense and picking them up and having a hand up.
Pero Cameron range, that is. Will de Geese had 2 looks at it, couldn't get the roll.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go in. I was about to say he's missed it, but saw it bounce almost straight up.
Great back cut from Lund, nice find from Lavery.
See, at the moment, St Andrews sort of feeding off the crowd, getting those effort plays which are turning into extra points. And then Book, wide open 3 though.
He'd like to have that one back. He'd normally hit that 8 out of 10 times. The up and down approach here from St Andrews paying dividends. Ollie Miles kicks it to Lund. Lund with a kick out pass to McGuinness between his knees. Freeman throws it down the lane. Freeman, and that'll call a timeout here. Ben Sheet needs to discuss the open nature of the the middle of the lane.
Yeah, not great there is probably what you'd say. Freeman, you know, he's faster than he looks, but he's not a burner. It's just unacceptable to have no one sliding over whatsoever, just watching him take off, launch himself and just ram it down through the hoop. A good time out there by Ben Sheet and the Christ College staff, that St Andrews will be feeling very happy at this point of the game.
Nice little spurt. I get the feeling, having watched Christ College once before, that the tempo is all St Andrews' way at the moment, that maybe they want to try and slow things down a little bit more somehow, because they're getting out and pushing the ball. They're not maybe jamming up on it or just allowing a little bit too much freedom, and obviously Stack loved the freedom.
Yeah, well, one of the things is, hey, we've had 2 fantastic looks. We had the one there from Will de Geese in the corner that had 2 chances of going, and Josh Book a wide open 3. Those are going to drop. Like, it's not good defense by St Andrews. They've been lucky to give up 0 points from those 2 wide open looks. And if those shots go in, that just makes it so much harder to run out in transition. Christ will have their defense set up.
So we're looking at a bit of zone here by the look of it. A 3-2 potentially. Yeah, 3-2 zone here from St Andrews. And it produces a turnover straight away. This is Lund on the break. Flips it up, couldn't get it. Nice rebound. Jordan Braithwaite in the game now for Christ College. Harrison didn't get a look in the corner. Book puts it on the floor and has it blocked by McGuinness again.
Yeah, great decision by him to step up in. And they were looking for the alley-oop for Freeman there, but good tip from Christ College. Ball's out of bounds, and substitutions coming in for St Andrews.
Jackson Rhodes, number 4, comes in. Liam Longley.
Yeah, number 13.
Number 13.
He just walked across the frame there.
Ollie Miles goes out. Longley finds Freeman, who lets it fly, and then it goes. Well, the range is incredible.
Yeah, I thought
for
the
a high
feeder was
school
there.
player.
The feeder was pretty close there. He got his hand up nice and early, but maybe you have to be even tighter than that because Freeman is feeling it at the moment.
Braithwaite probably should have gone right when he got in the lane, but he managed to finish it. Rhodes did a nice job of holding his ground. Good no call by the refs, actually, because he was in the charge circle. Lavery working off the top of the paint, couldn't get it to go, and he's had it deflected out of bounds. I think maybe Braithwaite got a hand to that.
Yeah, probably should have picked up the ball when it was going out. Coming in, you can see at the top of the screen there, number 7, Nick Book, the younger son of Ed Book.
The younger and taller of the two.
And you see him out trying to face
Rhodes
Freeman.
puts it on the floor. Lavery snapped it straight back. Nice move here. Alex Lind.
Yeah, aggressive drive, sort of shook off the defense, and then just that change of speed allowed him to regather himself, go up and put the bucket in.
Book getting a lot of attention on the perimeter, a double team. Book open on the kickback. This one slides out. Harrison with the rebound, and this time
That'll be
Freeman will be called for the foul. Book needs to hit those, really, to get his team back in the game, and I'm sure he will.
Yeah, no, they're very, very good looks. I mean, the St Andrews defense is putting a lot of effort in to move around, but you know they've still got to be cognizant of where those good shooters are so they can get back to them quickly. Sucked in a little bit too far, and that's what gave him a wide open look. And then, surprisingly, it's the guard, Will de Geest has had an offensive rebound. This time it was Harrison with the rebound.
Rhodes loses it out of bounds. The coverage on Book as he comes off the ball screen almost looks like they're blitzing it a wee bit there.
Yeah.
It's hard to know whether they are just switching it or blitzing it, but Harrison loads up a 3. That'll help. And he can get going, Tom Harrison, and hit them in 4 or 5 a game. Freeman, unconscious.
Yeah. It's the old zero past offense if you're on fire.
License to thrill. Book finds an open man in the corner. It was his brother who stepped out of bounds. That's always a coach killer. Ben Sheet not a happy man over there.
And timeout taken by St Andrews. This may be about a talk to Benji Freeman like, hey, you can definitely shoot it from out there, but let's try and get some other people involved and ball rotate back to you before you let the next one fly.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? I mean, you know, sure, if you're making them,
yeah,
why not? But when you start missing them, it can easily start to ignite the opposition. And particularly from the top of the paint there, you know, it's the old stat, 7 out of 10 misses from there are going to bounce off and hit the guards around the foul line, which presents a good opportunity for a fast break layup going the other way. So if you're going to shoot that, yeah, you've got to get back.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Book, very tough to stop in transition. Josh Book, that is. Nick Book, less of a dribbler. He's more of a post player than Josh is.
There's a good shot of the crowd, the Christ College crowd. Not many spare seats.
No, I still think the Middleton Grange, they've done the best effort year in and year out. So the girls that was there cheering this time, and Chris Goldsbury, the head of sport there, organised buses to come from school, them all to wear their Middleton Grange sport t-shirts.
If you look at the St Andrews, it's a smaller stand and there is no room in it.
Yes, yeah, I know.
So they've flowed round the corner into the end stand, which holds around 500 people, so you can see that it's a pretty good crowd in tonight. Lund. Rhodes puts it on the floor. Good D from Hunter Adam. Stolen by Nick Book.
Did you say Big Book there?
No, Nick Book.
I think Big Book might be a good.
Big Book.
Yeah, he was face guarding Freeman the whole way and ended up getting a steal for his effort, so great job.
Lavery up against Braithwaite. Good D from Braithwaite. Kick out pass to the corner. Ball moves again. Lind puts it on the floor, finding his way to the basket. Nice block from Josh Book.
Yeah, good retreating defence here.
Hunter Adams strong to the hoop. Not much of a window to get that through, and he found the glass in behind Rhodes. Freeman skipping through, charging through the lane, a bit out of control.
Yeah, charging his act there, charging foul, and that's his second of the game. He foul for St Andrews. Ella Jones, you can see, pleading with the referees, why did you call that? But it doesn't matter if they're sliding. If they're not moving forward, you're allowed to move sideways, and if you beat him to the spot.
I think he got the out of control call there because Benji Freeman was out of control. Braithwaite, kick back pass to Book. See if this one will go, and it does. Josh Book, nice little play action.
And you can see him yelling, let's go. That circle play, they've run it twice and hit 2 threes off it now. Freeman and Kenny Armstrong.
Long range, very flat that one, bounced over the top of the backboard. Didn't touch anything except Braithwaite on the way down.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to get a foul on Lavery for pushing him off, but should have just grabbed the ball instead.
Lind, long range three of his own. That cannon's off the back of the backboard.
Yeah, collision, Harrison and Freeman. He fell down. Able to get 2 easy points for St Andrews.
Braithwaite finds Harrison. Back to Book. Book on the drive. Nice little avoiding type move, but it put him off the shot. Rhodes a throw ahead here. It's gone too far. Longley couldn't run that one down. Subs back into the game comes Ollie Miles and Flynn McGuinness. And Benji Freeman taking a seat.
Yeah, good decision to sub him out with 40 seconds to go in the quarter here. About as tight as you could have again, 26 each.
Harrison finds Book. Book operating off the ball screen. They just switched it that time. Harrison open for a three, couldn't get it, but Book with the rebound, saves it, gets it to Braithwaite. Book finds Adam. Adam will throw this down, it doesn't go.
He went for it, he just kind of tried to softly put it in at the end.
McGuinness attacking the rim, and Book did a nice job of staying out of foul trouble and avoiding, and that'll be a foul going the other way. And Ollie Miles, I think, number 10.
You can just see Book there favouring his wrist there. Not what you want to have your sort of star point guard there being injured.
So scoring has just dried up a little bit, but the attempts haven't.
No, not at all. It's been good this last minute or so of action. Judging by the follow through there, I mean, he's still favouring it, but he looked okay shooting.
Needs to shake that off and use these foul shots to find his shooting groove. Second one is long. Hunter Adam pulls down the rebound. Got Rhodes on him. Skip out. Braithwaite loads up a three. It doesn't go. That'll be the end of the quarter. So all tied up here at Cal Stadium. McDonald's Thomson Trophy. Senior boys final.
Yep, we'll be back in about a 1 minute break to try and recharge our voice.
Right, we're back live at Cal Stadium. Ball game's all tied up, or there was a possible discrepancy with one of the foul shots early on, but I think that's been cleared up now, so we'll go with what we've got on the screen, because that's the same as what's on the game clock in the stadium.
Yeah, I can't remember noticing anything that looked like it was going up wrong, but we'll see.
Freeman rejoins the game. He's got Nick Book on him. Miles with Josh Book. Freeman. Kick out to Miles. Loads up a three and it's good. Didn't need a lot of space for that, Ollie Miles.
There we go, Christ College now off the ball. Step back from Book. That'll be big time, and it is. Bang! The step back, I think, was that against, no, it wasn't Sam Jenkins, it was against Rhodes there, wasn't it?
Freeman. Unconscious again.
Yeah, so it's the teams, if they get a three and the other one looks to try and answer straight away back.
Nice movement over to Nick Book in the corner, showing that he's got his old man's touch. Of course, Ed, pretty decent big man three-point shooter.
I think his sons Josh might be better than him though, but you've seen a bit more of Ed Book than I have.
I don't know, it'd be a close sport thing. Fafita lost it out of bounds. I think that'll be stacked ball right there.
Yeah, it was a good job by Longley there to put that pressure up the floor, sort of really cut down the angle, and it'll give St Andrews 14-second front court inbound here.
Miles finds McGuinness. McGuinness looking for Freeman, puts it on the floor, goes to the basket, a little scooper. Couldn't get it to go, but Miles has tidied up the miss. To Geese, looks ahead. Fafita has it, back to De Geese. Back to Fafita, they move it to Book. Book puts it on the floor, spin move, kick out. Fafita's hit one from there already and hit another one from there.
He's going to have to keep looking like that to really make the defense pay attention to him, open up more lanes for the rest of his teammates.
Miles got a bit of a hot hand himself at the moment. Rhodes puts it on the floor with the left. Tough move, had to go over Book and Harrison.
Yeah, good
Book
job
on the break. Cannons into Freeman, be out of bounds off Book.
He was hunting out that third foul on Freeman.
I think he got slightly more focused on whether or not he was going to charge than whether or not he was going to finish it. In the end, he kind of lost it out of court. Lavery back in the game, as is Lynn. Lynn goes through a gap and De Geest pushes him, so the foul will be on Will De Geest. Non-shooting foul, be on the baseline. Freeman inbound. 7:57 to go in this quarter. Lavery lines up a three from the corner. It's good. Arne Lavery.
He throws it from shoots it from above his head. Probably not a traditional looking shot or as good as Freeman, and I think this is just a shot clock reset or not being run.
He's keeping you honest because you know he can go to the basket, so a good guard has to take those when they're available. If you knock a couple down, then you're a double threat. Book against Lind. Book, little behind the back floater. Here we go. Josh Book heating up in this one.
Yeah, starting to come alive now.
Lavery opened up the floor. Got Harrison in front of him. Picked it up. Gone on the cut. Couldn't get it. Into a post up on the inside. He's got a little bit of a size advantage over Tom Harrison. Well, physically anyway.
Yes. Really, one of the things I like about Lavery is when he gives the ball up, he does not relax for a second. The defense, if they do relax, he's already moving and trying to regather the ball or do something else. Poor pass there is stolen by Freeman.
Freeman, nice pass. Finds Lind, who couldn't score it. Fafita pulls down the rebound. Got 3-on-2 here. Christ are quick. Wide open in the corner. Tom Harrison. Expect this one to go down, and it does.
Oh, you're a soothsayer, Terry. It's almost like you've been coaching basketball for a few years, know the Harrison family, and you know what to expect.
Lavery operating against Harrison. Little step back three. They take a lot of quick shots, Stack. Nick Book. Spin move from Nick Book. Oh, just couldn't quite get the lefty finish. It was a nice move. Lavery puts it on the floor. And he loses it in the lane to Book. Josh Book comes up with the ball. Just a little settle down. They find Fafita. Will he shoot that one again? It's 2 of 3 right there. He decides to take to the basket. Oh, he could have gone with the putback. McGuinness had Anyway, well, the Geese winds up with a 3, so best possible outcome. That's a nice run they put together. Christ College, 43-36 with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter here.
Yeah, quick timeout. It's sort of the momentum ones. Christ College called the first one after that dunk, and you can see the crowd now.
It's taken on a rugby atmosphere.
It has.
Of course, 2 traditional rugby schools as well here in Christchurch who quite regularly compete at a high level.
So it's nice to have the stands separated a little bit so you can have this sort of chanting back and forth.
Have you got any availability for some leading scorers there, James?
Yep, let me bring that up now. I was just checking about that question. The Geese did hit both free throws, which may have been the question. Hopefully I've answered it for them.
Yeah.
So in terms of leading scorers, no real surprise for St Andrews. It's Benji Freeman with 12, 5 of 11 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. I mean, they've been huge the ones he's hit, but probably not as good a percentage as you'd like if you're St Andrews. There's Ollie Miles, 11 points, 4 of 6. You know, a bit inside, a little bit outside as well. And then for Christ College, a lot more balanced. 3 players on 8, Tom Harrison with 9, so it's Josh Book, Nale Fafita and Hunter Adam all had 8 points apiece.
Quite even scoring for Christ College, getting a little bit out of everybody. Those couple of threes from Fafita as well as the putbacks have been most helpful. Lind operating against the Geese, he does a nice job defensively, but he gets by him. He finishes with a little finger roll at the rim.
It's just amazing how good everyone is at Euro set, you know. Manu Ginobili was about the only one who did it about, 10 to 12 years ago, and now it's all over the world. Book shows off the handles.
Hunter Adam for 3 in the corner. Couldn't get that to go. Freeman away on the break and throws it down, 2 hands. Well, he can put on speed when he needs to.
He's making me look like a liar. I said he's not the fastest guy, but there were 2 guys trying to chase him down and neither could, and he had no concern about them. Took off 2 feet, rammed it down with 2.
Book gets himself in the lane, finds Hunter Adam. Nice finish on the other side of the rim with the reverse. Lavery operating off, well, it looked like a ball screen and then it disappeared on him. Lind loads up quite a long 3. This is Braithwaite. Braithwaite finds Hunter Adam, puts it on the floor. Book, hand in the grill, doesn't make any difference.
Not at all, and so he's starting to feel it now. That puts him in double figures for Christ College.
Cal Stadium's become the OK Corral because there's a massive shootout going on right here.
You can see Fafita trying to get in good position without, getting whistled for that foul. Freeman, though, smartly doesn't let him regain that line, draws the foul.
Freeman finds Lavery in the corner. Operating, splits the D. Couldn't get it, but tipped back in by McGuinness. He's done a great job defensively and now offensively.
He fits in perfectly, It's sort of enforcer in the middle, will clamp down on stuff, challenge shots, rebound, and then there, chance to get an offensive tip in.
Great verticality there, just as we were talking about him. But they find Book on the perimeter, couldn't get it to go. Braithwaite pulls down a rebound. It's a jump ball, and the arrow is Christ College. 2 subs coming in for Christ College. Nick Book, or Big Book, coming back in. And Tom Harrison for Feeder will go out, and Will de Geest will go out.
Yeah, I thought that almost could have been a travelling violation there for the rolling over, but the jump ball signal before that happened. Book draws 2 players.
Harrison finds Nick Book on the perimeter. He's hit 1 already. Rebound Hunter Adam. He's looking to go to work around the rim. Finds a wrinkle. Another reverse layup. He's very good at that.
Yeah, I think that's the Freeman on 2 fouls. I'm going to stand and not move so that I don't risk picking up number 3. Good hang time there from McGuinness for 2.
Nice pass from Freeman. Got 2 feet in the lane. Made the kick to McGuinness. Book finds Harrison, who finds Book. The second version. Harrison wide open at the top. Couldn't get it to go. Hunter Adam couldn't get it. As long as his arms are, he still couldn't get it. Subs coming in for St Andrews. Jackson Rhodes back in the game. Ollie Miles back in the game. McGuinness goes out.
So yeah, nothing This is what we wanted, wasn't it, Terry? A game where it's pretty evenly matched. Both teams have enough on the bench that I don't think it's going to explode out. Good drive there, no bucket though.
Braithwaite finds Adam. Oh, turn of speed from Hunter Adam and protected the ball, finished at the rim. Nice job from Hunter Adam on the break.
Yeah, that hesitation froze the two defenders. Neither of them able to pick him up.
Lavery goes, you can do that. I got something special. I can do this. So a little bit of tit for tat.
Lavery's so dangerous inside the lane because he's just so slithery and can alter speed.
Braithwaite, who can also shoot the three and does so. Just keeping them at bay. The lead is just creeping out just a little bit. Lavery working off the Benji Freeman screen, which looked illegal, and
no, it's the holding. It was Nick Book holding him.
Illegal.
So yeah, he was trying to roll. Nick Book was holding him, and yeah, so I think if he'd run into that other defender, then it would have been an offensive foul. But because Nick was behind him, pretty easy to see that he's the one not letting him go where he wants.
Miles operating on Tom Harrison. Oh, nice steal from Nick Book. Got a 3-on-2. Harrison got both defenders on him, and he managed to squeak it through the gap and got a nice little rim roll there.
Yeah, so I think you've got to be super happy with the effort Nick Book's done on defence.
Kick out pass, almost broken up. Rhodes finished with it. He got it back underneath to, I couldn't see who it was. I think it was Lind. And in the end, Rhodes managed to finish it.
Well, the game's been going so quick, we need to sort of think about who we want to talk to at halftime. I think it's probably...
I think Jackson Rhodes is the cousin of the Books.
Right.
As well, so yeah, there's a little bit of family rivalry going on.
I think I'll go for Benji Freeman if we can get him for an interview. You reckon Josh Book or Hunter Adam? Or should we wait a little bit for that one before deciding?
Oh no, you choose. I've been impressed with both.
Yeah, I think we'll go Josh Book because he's the sort of the point guard, may have more thoughts about the rest of the team as well.
So 57 plays 48. Remember that the last time they played it was 109-105, so we're on track.
Yes.
We've still got 144 to go. Actually, Christ College are ahead of schedule right now.
I think that game may have actually been in overtime as well. I need to double check that, but
first team to play defense wins this one.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could be is it Law, or whatever, the guy from the Clippers, first team to 100 wins?
Yeah, we might get bigger than that tonight.
Yes, yeah, we might need 120.
We're not quite at the 7-second offense, but we're certainly closer to that than we are the 24-second version.
No, well, this is what you want. People come along to watch basketball, to see the high tempo. There's, plenty of action, big blocks, big dunks. Both of the big dunks have been courtesy Benji Freeman so far.
Yeah, Hunter Adam didn't quite get his one to squeak in. Christ College with the ball. They find Adam down low, operating on Freeman. Finds Braithwaite back out to Josh Book. Shot clock at 12. Book puts it on the floor, splits the D. Good verticality from Rhodes, but Book tidied it up.
Yeah, they needed to suck it after Rhodes got sort of knocked out of the play. There was no one else to replace him and get in there to compete for that rebound.
Lavery looking to penetrate. It's pretty crowded in there. Christ College doing a nice job of not presenting any lane for him to operate in. Book goes to the spin, throws it back to Hunter Adam, puts it on the floor. There's a kick out available if you can find it. Braithwaite cuts in the end. Couldn't quite get it. It was blocked by Lavery.
Yeah, fortunate that he didn't foul him reaching across the super deep.
Benji Freeman is closer to the McDonald's sign than he is to the paint by about 3 meters.
Yep. Well, if your hand's down and you're not guarding him, doesn't matter what the coach says whether you should shoot them or not, he's going to let them fly.
That's definitely a momentum grabber, that one. Hunter Adam finds Book. Can they answer? Book working on Miles. Wrinkles his way through it. Couldn't get it to roll. Rebound pulled down by Lind in the end.
Yeah, Freeman, I thought was going to get it, but it sort of got tipped out from behind him by Book.
It could be an offensive foul, yes. Josh Book holds his ground in front of the charge circle, and Lynn cannons into him, knocks him to the floor.
Yeah, so they're really focused on getting to that spot first, maintaining discipline and, you know, not reaching in for stupid things.
21 seconds to go in the quarter. Still no team foul, so it's been pretty clean up and down action.
Yeah, but well aware of the time and score situation. Splits the double. Euro can't make it. Lavery with the rebound. He's got 3, 2, 1, launches it. And
that was
just off the
close
rim.
as well. Yeah. So, half time, have we decided?
Yeah, I've asked for Josh Book and Benji Freeman.
59 plays 51. Freeman can probably shoot from anywhere tonight.
Yeah, no, he's I've seen him hit them, so I've got to say I'm not surprised. It is still a little jarring to see someone shoot from that far out. You know, when you're just not used to it in games. But obviously Christ College, they've played them once and, you know, been really aware of it, but he still had quite a few looks from that far out.
So we're just waiting if we see if we can get Benji Freeman over here.
Yeah, and Josh Book's the other one. Unfortunately, the team got them first, so they're just having their team discussions. This is when one of the issues you have with live basketball, when obviously the teams aren't used to the routine. You know, first game of the year for them, it'll be live streamed and televised. So I think we might just can it and...
Not looking like we're going to get either of them at this stage, and it look like they might be headed to the locker room, unless you can grab one now. Here we go, here comes Josh Book. Joe Cook-Green's done us a solid there. So James with Josh Book.
All right, it's here with Josh Book. So obviously St Andrews got the early lead on you guys. He came all the way back after you guys hit a bunch of threes and played some good defense. But what are some of the things you guys think you really need to continue doing in the second half to keep the lead on your side of the ledger?
Yeah, I think we really just need to lock in. We need to grab every defensive rebound. We can't have any muck-ups and just stay locked in for the rest of the game. As long as we do what we do, we should be right.
Yeah, and then your younger brother Nick, he's come in and done a pretty good job on Benji Freeman, sort of face guarding him. He's got loose a few times, but has that been one of the key emphases for you guys? For you guys to really work on in this game to take him out of his flow.
Yeah, well, we're giving Nick all the confidence he needs. We trust in him. We know he's got him, and yeah, we're trying to stop off Benji for a bit. Yeah.
No, awesome. All the best for the second half. It's been a good one so far. Back to you, Terry.
Now, James, we've got Benji Freeman on his way over.
So he's here with Benji Freeman. Obviously, I'd seen you play a few games before where, you know, people don't really guard you out, you know, closer to halfway. You've still managed to get loose a few times, but have you noticed a bit more sort of effort or attention on defense from Christ College than what you usually find against other teams?
Yeah, like last game, obviously with Nick Book, he wasn't playing me or denying, so obviously had to work a little harder to try to get the ball in. But yeah, I don't think that's the half that we wanted to have, and then need to have a new one, and only find a way to get the ball.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they said you're a big part of the team, and they're trying to do what they can to make it hard for you. Second half, it's an 8-point game, a lot of points scored for both teams. What do you think defensively is one of the key things that you guys are really going to have to alter or improve on as the game goes on?
Probably our rebounding. Hunter Adams is just eating us alive down there. It's probably my fault mainly, to be honest. And then their drive and kick, getting white. I think they had like 60% of their threes that half. Crazy shooting, so we just need to limit them, contain Josh Book a bit more, and then hopefully we can sort out our offense and get the win.
Well, yeah, I do know you're on 2 fouls, so I thought you were kind of like I won't risk going for a third one here, but obviously the second half, if you stay without really being in foul trouble, may be able to make it a little bit harder for them as well. But definitely we're enjoying the game so far, and hopefully it carries on this way for the rest of it. Thanks. Back to you, Terry.
Thanks, James. So 1 minute 16 to go here before second half will begin. I would imagine both coaches talking about defense, because giving up 59 and 51 was probably not in their original coaching plan for the day, but it's exciting for everyone else.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the sort of game you and I like having, where, you know, it's close, there's a lot of buckets being scored, and, you know, we're hoping for a nice, exciting finish. And, you know, unfortunately for us, we haven't had one so far in the Thomson and Whelan finals here, either last night or tonight so far. So fingers crossed the fourth game, it's looking like it's going to be the best one of the four, and that's where we are right now.
Has the potential to be an overtime match at this stage?
Yeah, well, hey, I think you've got some ability with cooling games that are going to go into overtime well before the end of the game. So fingers crossed for that for you and I, Terry.
Well, the fact that Christ College is leading, but they're leading against an unbeaten team in the competition, essentially 11-0. You know, you would think that St Andrews might be able to figure some of this stuff out and try and get this back on track. Mind you, they're only 8 down, so it's 2 Benjis, Freeman threes, and
Yes.
and a Tane Lavery layup.
Yeah, so Freeman said that he thought they hit 60% of their threes. Not quite that hot for Christ College, but 10 of 22, 45%.
Great block from Hunter Adam. McGuinness kept it alive, but he couldn't score it.
Yeah, so here comes Christ College. That's exactly the start they want. A stop on defense. And Hunter Adam makes it a double-digit lead. The first one of the game, I think.
McGuinness was in the charge circle. Not much he could do about that. Lost his footing and then made it an easy finish. Lavery crossover, goes to the basket. Nice use of the body. Couldn't get the finish. We've got Fletcher Miller back in the game. Almost had it stolen. Walk wide open, top of the three-point line and drops it in.
Yeah, it's a dream start for Christ College here. Suddenly out to a 13-point lead. Not even a minute into the second half.
Freeman tries to answer. Cannon's off the backboard. I think probably the answer at the moment is to run a little bit of offense, get a few touches through a few hands, and see if you can move the defense around. But it's high-risk stuff. Book wide open again somehow. Couldn't get it to go. Miller tried to keep it alive, but Ollie Miles got it.
Yeah, I think Lavery was trying to draw a foul on the screen diving and just ended up throwing himself way out of the play there.
Lavery behind the back, goes baseline. Decides to take it himself, mid-range.
The 1 foot, 1 foot, similar to Nikola Jokic, obviously big-time NBA player.
Could easily have been an offensive foul on Book there. 2 players try to take a charge on him.
Well, I think the first one looked more like an extension than the second one there.
Groves got the rebound. McGuinness, nice scoopy hook layup. Tough shot, made it roll. Will DeGeese. So nothing's really changed defensively.
Yeah.
They're just going to be flat out until the end by the look of it. Hunter Adam loads up a 3. This one is good. Good confidence from the young man.
You know, he can shoot them. He tends to go through patches where he's like, I'm going to shoot a whole bunch in a row from outside, and then he wants to go inside a lot. So very hard to guard when he's doing both.
Lavery found Miles in the corner there. He answers the call. OK Corral is back for the third quarter. Book managed to get the switch that he wanted, which was McGuinness on him and gets to the rim. McGuinness will be called for a foul. Just didn't quite have the foot speed after the little crossover move.
No, I think he was trying to slide, but he unfortunately went a little bit towards Book to close the gap, and that was the exact moment when Book started to attack. And he was just in a poor position the whole way on that play. 2-point opportunity for a 3-point play. Classy
little retreat dribble followed by a crossover. Book got through the gap, left a foul shot on the front of the rim. Fafita fouled by McGuinness. This is a problem now. So McGuinness has picked up 2 fouls in a row and is heading towards Alan Jones, the coach.
Yeah, so it is foul number 3. Doesn't need to substitute him out yet, but something needs to change. I mean, you can't just foul them, give up open threes, give up offensive rebounds.
Fafita gets a nice little roll on the first foul shot. McGuinness stays in the game. Done a nice job of verticality. This is the last couple of plays. He's been called for fouls.
Yeah, I'm just not quite sure. Oh, I think there's some sweat on the floor.
Condensation off the roof, no doubt.
Well,
it's warm in here.
That's not usually the spot where it happens at Cals. It was normally dripping from the roof. Rebecca Moon, again, showing her worth a little bit of everything. Stats, public announcing, cleaning the floor.
Coordinating referees. Fafita left that one on the front of the room, kind of got froze out by the damp floor issue. Lavery.
So Lind actually has 4 fouls.
Lavery behind the bat. Little floater, sort of drift away, fade away. Driving move to the basket. The foul is on Josh Book there. Tom Harrison back into the game for Fletcher Miller. Lavery missed the first one.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the tempo of this game is, it's a little bit hotter than normal, as you said, so it can be hard to play and keep up the energy and focus.
Second one rims out. Hunter Adam pulls down the board. Josh Book with Lavery on him. Did a good job of staying in front too. Nice defense from Lavery. Will DeGeese finds Fafita, puts it on the floor, powers it, dishes it off to Adam. Adam goes with the left over McGuinness. Nice finish from Hunter Adam.
It was a nice little pass. It looked like it was...
Oh my goodness, Flynn McGuinness has set a terror screen halfway on Nali Fafita and just moved slightly and now has collected a 4th foul.
Yeah, I only saw the end of that, and it's the, oh my gosh, I can't believe, A, you called it, B, that I put myself in that position.
Kick out to Harrison, a little bit high, pulled it down, goes back to Book. Book with a step back, couldn't get open, finds Adam to the basket. Adam missed it, got his own rebound. Lavery was involved, and then Adam finished.
Yeah,
too big and too strong.
Yeah, the Lavery looked like he was content for a tie ball.
It was the old Clifton Bush, too little.
Yeah.
Lavery says, that's all right, I can fade away in the lane.
Yeah, I think key concern here, you've got to get some stops if you're St Andrews, and you don't have your big enforcer there.
Things got a little loose there, but Harrison found the ball in the corner. He's left it short. Rebound comes down. Nick Daniels. Will DeGeest, one of the smaller guys on the boards. Fafita goes hard at Freeman.
Yeah,
Freeman. Nice little euro and a finish and a timeout. Alan Jones. They're losing their way. 76 plays 60.
You know, it's just off camera, but Freeman banged the ball against the stanchion in disgust, and I think it's just they have not been able to get virtually any stops so far this quarter. It's 17 points that Christ College has scored in less than 5 minutes of game time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Really only 2 guys touching the ball for Stack offensively at the moment. They need to really get some sort of offensive structure, get some movement, move Christ College around a little bit. But Christ College, even though it's scrappy at times, they're kicking it out and moving it on. And then Hunter Adam is having his way at the rim.
Yes, no, I mean, he's not like a muscle-bound freak, but he is very strong, and he's, he can be flat-footed, just hammer the ball and jump up without any bounce or step needed. Like he's that athletic. So
he's working well off Josh Book as well. So as these blitzes and double teams and switches come, Adams just diving to the basket.
So anyway, Christ College 16-point lead here. This game is far from over though, but got to be feeling happy, not just with the scoreline that they're up by, but also the foul trouble that 2 of the key players from St Andrews are in.
I think one of the things for Alan Jones is, has this team experienced this before? Can they fight back? Freeman loads up a 3. It doesn't go. Braithwaite with the rebound. They get it in the safe hands of Josh Book. Can go more deliberate offense here from Christ College. Gee, Book was wide open. I don't know why you'd leave him open. Benji Freeman gets the steal. Nick Book does a nice job of forcing him into a tough shot. 2-on-1 here. Lob. Hunter Adam went up, got it eventually, and scores around the rim. Oh, the domination continues here. Hunter Adam.
Yeah, the timeout light's still on the scoreboard. They don't actually want it.
Lavery, high risk shot.
Yeah, stops
Gets
the
reward though.
He does. Stops the bleeding just momentarily, but it's not really you're not going to get back into the game unless you go on absolute fire, those one-pass shots.
Harrison puts it on the floor. He finds Book wide open. They doubled Harrison on the drive, left Book open. That's happened a couple of times recently. They got away with it again. Lavery operating out high. Got Braithwaite on him. Gets stripped by Braithwaite. Braithwaite tries to save it, but steps on the line.
Yeah, just the body language not great there from Lavery. Just stopped and worrying more about the fact that he'd lost the ball and thought he got bumped than, you know, making an effort to get it. Does still stay with St Andrews.
Nice pass from Freeman to Miles. In behind the defence. Hunter Adam didn't see the ball.
Yeah, just a step too late there as he came across. Not a massive worry in terms of fouls, as that is only number one for the big man, for, well, the sort of swing man who can play inside or out.
Miles, nothing but net on the first one. Yeah, I think you're right. With Lim sitting over there on 4 and McGuinness on 4, it's a much, much smaller lineup here for Stack.
Here's Book, drives hard to the rim, kick out to Adam underneath.
And Adam is just in full domination mode at the moment. He is everywhere he needs to be and some. Lavery, great D there from Braithwaite. Rhodes puts it on the floor, kick out pass. Miles couldn't get it to go. Great verticality there on the defense from Book. Stolen by Freeman. He throws it behind him to Lavery in the end. They somewhat butchered it and then saved it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to roll off. It eventually fell in. 14-point game now.
Book beats Lavery, gets all the way to the rim. Easy two. Gambling in the front court. Lavery needs to try and stay in front rather than trying to get a steal. Penetration from Lavery this time. Tries to go one-on-one himself. Nick Book this time with the rebound. So Big Book brings the ball down the floor. Goes behind his back, loses it to Freeman. His brother saves him.
Well, I think it was just about a foul on Book there.
Extra pass, Harrison in the corner. Just got rushed a little bit. Book on the rebound, gets the putback. And this lead is 18.
And we've just got a whistle here.
Tom Harrison coming out. Nali Fafita coming back in.
Was it a blood substitution, do you think?
McGuinness. Yeah. McGuinness comes back in, 2:52 to go.
Yeah, well, I think the way your teams just struggle to get rebounds and stop anything around the rim, you know, I think it's that time, like, you've got to put them in. You're not going to win it.
So all the dice have been rolled right now.
That was close to a
backcourt there. You saw it, I saw it. Yeah. Great block. Was that Hunter Adam on that block?
Yeah, I think it was.
So Book operates off the Fafita screen. McGuinness can't really afford to foul. Braithwaite loads up a three. Nice penetration and kick. That's the second one that Braithwaite's hit.
Yeah, so it's all coming up roses for Christ College. We said earlier, you know, the key thing they had to do was make shots, and they've certainly been doing that so far.
They've really forced St Andrews into a lot of individual play now. Book, crossover move. This time Lavery's wise to it.
Here he comes.
Lavery, 1-on-4. Couldn't get that to go. Fafita splits the gap. Kick out to Book. Book onto Braithwaite. Good patience shown. They didn't have the shot they wanted. Book with a skip. And he throws it to the bench.
Yeah, just a little bit off target there.
Timeout on the floor. Looks to be a St Andrews timeout again.
Yeah, it's that time, 21 points. Nothing's really going your way. You put in those two starters that are both on 4, need something out of them to try and get the game turned. But as you said, it's, you know, it's team play from Christ College, and they're starting to hit all those shots and feeling good about moving the ball, with Stack's trying to make those 1 or 2 really big plays that are going to close the gap to 10 points, but it's not the way it's going to happen.
No, you've got to get help from the troops, and I imagine Ella Jones is talking about that right now. I mean, it's fine, those individual plays will score you points, but it doesn't get your whole team involved. and it makes it easier for the opposition just to target. And we're seeing at times players going in against 2 and 3 trying to score instead of maybe getting a kick out and moving the ball on. And, you know, you might still get that same drive on the weak side in a closeout situation where maybe the paint isn't full of players.
Yeah, but that's just offensively they're struggling, and then it's been compounded down on the other end on defense. So far, Christ College shooting, what are they up to from three-point line? 13 of 29, 44%. So fantastic from them. And then as a team from the field in total, 53%. Like, they've been lights out in this game. And it's, you know, we said they were good shots at the start of the game, and it's no surprise that they've started hitting them now.
Well, only 16 points in the quarter here for St Andrews after 50 in the first half. Lind finds Rhodes. Rhodes looking to penetrate. Freeman, nice little step round. He tries to dish it off to McGuinness. Fafita broke it up.
Yeah, I think
Braithwaite.
He could have gone up himself, I think, if he wanted then. So the idea is right, to try and get more people involved, but that one there...
Cook doesn't need anybody else. He's wrinkled his way through the lane, come up with a little scoop at the end. Lavery works off the ball screen. Knocked out of bounds by Braithwaite. Lind finds Lavery. Lavery operating against Braithwaite again. Good defense from Braithwaite twice. A lovely behind the back pass, and McGuinness tried to throw it down and went close. Fafita with the foul. I think Lavery's got the right idea now. He's starting to penetrate and trying to find other guys, because he might have realised that every time he drives he gets 3 defenders.
Yes, you can hear that horn there. I think there's going to be some words at the quarter break. You know, noise is fine, but it's got to be consistent sort of noise, not a sudden sharp noise as the shot's about to go up.
McGuinness left that one on the front of the rim, and Fafita went up and grabbed it. Again, Christ College very deliberate in their play. Penetration from De Geest, finds Book swinging through the lane. Oh my goodness.
Not easy, but it's still 2 points. There's Freeman into the lane, kick out.
Lind on the drive, finds a paint full of defenders. McGuinness trying to power it up over top of Fafita. Freeman pokes a hand at it, couldn't get it. Extra pass, Braithwaite might have stepped out of bounds, but he finds Book at the top of the paint. There's nothing but twine. Josh Book, 94, plays 66.
And I think one of the issues is defensively you've just been broken apart. Penetration, kick out, wide open 3, and they've been dropping. You can't really change it and go to a zone, because Christ College has the eye for the room, and they're making everything from behind the line now. But, you know, you've got to do something to really clamp down on this penetration.
I think maybe if you put something in the half-court trap just to try to get them out of their deliberate, because they're very patient when they come down the floor, then they start going into their pattern. Lavery makes a difficult one. Couldn't get the roll. Had to get it up anyway, so that's the end of the quarter. 94, would you believe, at the end of the third quarter, plays 66. It dried up completely for St Andrews.
Yeah, 38 to 15 quarter. We'll be back in about 1 minute.
Hey, welcome back to Cal Stadium. Terry Brunel, James Lisserman, Thomson Trophy final. And a big lead built up by Christ College, 94 plays 66. So yeah, some soul searching over there by the St Andrews guys, I would imagine.
Yeah, Christ College fans certainly enjoying their time. A bit of song and dance. It was Nale Fafita's mother was dancing for the troops here just before.
The Geese finds Book. Fafita has McGuinness, so he's on 4 fouls there. Can't do a lot about that. Fafita knows it.
Great footwork there. Got McGuinness moved to the middle, finished on the side there.
Good switch out from Will de Geest. Didn't leave Freeman with an open look.
I mean, unfortunately now for St Andrews, you want to move the ball a lot, but you also need to score very quickly. So, you know,
Nick Book for 3 again.
Well, the big Book's been playing pretty well as the smaller but older Book. Not much smaller though.
Freeman banks it. Way out.
Yeah, so he is up to 20 points now. That's some huge long-range threes, but is it
Book
going to be
again
enough?
tries to answer, couldn't get it. Freeman with the rebound. Well, they've left him open. I'm sure he was going to drill that straight away, so Braithwaite didn't quite see him coming down the floor. You got to see him from about halfway.
Good job, just to evade the defense there, move it around.
Good extra pass to the Geest. Evades the defense himself. Little finger roll, left it short. McGuinness with the rebound. They find Lavery. Lavery moves it on. Longley loses it out of bounds. Good defense again from Braithwaite. He's played some good D, Braithwaite.
Yeah, he has. No, he's done a good job just stopping those penetration. He was on Lavery, I think, for a little bit in the first half.
Book working his way down, finds Fafita, who finds Braithwaite. Good patient offense. They don't need to rush. The Geese with a skipper all the way to Nick Book, and I think that'll be an offensive foul. He didn't quite grab it on the bounce, and McGuinness taking the high risk there,
Well,
but took it right in the chest, so
the
pretty
team
obvious call.
they definitely know about that he's on 4 fouls, so his 5th foul is going to be a pretty clear one from the referees.
Freeman got Fafita in front of him. Takes it strong to the basket, goes off the board, scores it.
You just bullied his way the whole way there. 28
I'm trying to
points.
think of who Freeman reminds me of, and it's Darnay Samuels.
Okay, yep. I
Yeah.
think Freeman might be a better shooter than Darnay Samuel, though.
Darnay Samuels pretty good.
He is, but I haven't seen him shoot it from as far away as Freeman does.
Maybe not that range, but yeah, certainly a similar body type and a similar kind of a game. Has that slow, quick action, and if you sit off, you'll drill the 3. Looks like Fafita might have a cramp issue in the right calf over here at halfway.
Yeah, it looked very, very tense. Like he went down and just couldn't get back up.
Nick Book comes back in after a short rest to collect his thoughts.
And that was just stopping it. The shot clock reset to 14.
So a box type out of bounds player. Hunter Adam tried to throw it down on Benji Freeman, didn't quite get it. Looking good. It was a great play action. Braithwaite with 6 on the clock. He's aware of it. Scoops it up. Couldn't get it to go. Freeman.
Yeah, eyes are up.
Transition. Finds Lynn, who finds Lavery, who skips it somehow to Longley between everybody.
Yeah, I think he was looking for
behind the back. Longley with a 3. Couldn't get it to go.
Here comes De Geest, settling it out.
Ever the organiser. De Geest decides he'll load up a left-handed 3. Doesn't get it. Kept it alive. Hunter Adam managed to chase it down.
I assume he is left-handed. He
is
didn't just decide to shoot it.
No, he didn't just decide to shoot it left-handed. He is left-handed. He shoots another one left-handed. That one doesn't go either. Chased down by Nick Book. Out of bounds off Alex Lind, I think.
Yeah, well, this is going to be disheartening for Ella Jones to see, like, you know, the efforts there from Christ College, and another team which is up by almost 30 points here. And I was watching Hunter Adam there,
got a little bit of chit chat. McGuinness is involved with the coaching staff of St Andrews. Meantime, Miles is at the bench getting ready to come back in.
And that's because it is McGuinness's night.
McGuinness, yes, well, it probably wasn't the best time to get involved in anything.
Yep. And the crowd, certainly, they play up to that. Ben Sheik gave him a wave away as well. So I unfortunately cannot say who is right and who is wrong there.
Didn't quite see the play there. I think he tried to get through the Josh Book screen and maybe went through it instead of around it. Got a strip here, and it's lost out of bounds, but still will be stacked ball. Longley doing a good job. So Lavery, for sure, looking to penetrate. Braithwaite still playing great defence, and up to the task was Lavery.
You know, it's a good job of just looking like he's going to be in a poor position defensively, but at the last moment just moves, and there's not really that angle. Lavery, though, so smart, can still get around it anyway. There's Harrison coming into the game for Will de Geest. Older brother came up to Christ College a few years ago now. I think he's at Long Beach State.
Josh Book managed to find Braithwaite under a lot of pressure. They get it to Hunter Adams. Book with a long range one himself. Leaves it on the front of the rim. Freeman ahead to Lavery. Lavery looking to penetrate. Again, draws three players, goes behind his back. Nick Book with the steal. And in the end, Harrison comes up with it. They find Braithwaite in the corner, decides not to shoot it. Josh Book says, I'll shoot it.
Yeah. Well,
don't give me those kind of looks.
I feel like I can only remember him missing one shot at the start of the game and not a whole lot since then. It's obviously not quite right. He's up to 30 points, 12 of 24 from the field. He has hit 6 of 12 from behind the three-point line.
Again, Braithwaite giving Lavery all he can handle. Josh Book, kick out pass to Braithwaite, hit a couple already tonight. Didn't get that one, and Rhodes with the board. This is Freeman. Nick Book's wise to that. He's picked them up early. Josh Book and Nick Book working together to get the steal. Hunter Adam, all alone, coming down the lane, finds Josh Book wide open in the corner. Couldn't get that one to go, and Rhodes tidies up the rebound.
Oh, we've got to 100 points, so I think we're pretty safe saying first one to 100 wins. And probably the next things to look at here.
There's still 5 minutes to go.
There is, yeah. I think there's going to be more points than this. But Hunter Adam, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists so far in the game. Triple-double watch. Obviously, depending how much he plays, he may not play a whole lot more of the final 5 minutes of action here.
Yeah, Hunter Adam, he had that period where he just dominated, working with Josh Book. And, you know, Josh Book was drawing all these double teams and switches.
Yeah.
Hunter Adam was getting to the wide open area, finishing around the rim, and now Josh Book's got it going from the perimeter. They keep losing him, I don't know why.
Yeah, no, they do such a good job of sort of working off each other and finding that space. As we just had a moth fly in and sort of make itself close to us.
They're all right as long as you don't eat them.
Yeah. Well, they won't go in our ears because we've got earmuffs on, well, headphones on, so we're safe in that regard at least.
5:01 to go. Fourth quarter, Thomson trophy.
Yeah, just looking at the body language there, Benji Freeman just looks about shattered there, you know. We're down 29 points. Nothing we've tried has really worked the way we want. Well, Christ College has had the answer for every single thing we've tried so far, and, you know, we're running out of time. And
well, we did. We talked about the first team to play defence might be the winner, and that has definitely been the Christ College team. You think about the effort that Braithwaite's put in.
Yeah.
Similarly, the Book
yeah.
brothers have been doing. Hunter Adams been in there rebounding and blocking shots, and
yeah, I think once they put Nick Book on Benji Freeman, it made it a lot tougher for him to get those wide open looks, and that.
And Fafita's done a nice job too.
Anyway, here's Adam.
Adam looking for a little slip pass through the lane pass, couldn't get it. Lavery trying to find shooters. Finds Longley, this time he hits one.
Yeah, he was 0-2 before that. Hits his third three-point attempt, third shot from the field
Book on the penetration out to his brother. His brother sees a wide open lane, takes it in and lays it in.
Well, not quite wide open. His older brother was lying on the ground, who he had to avoid as Freeman loads up a missile, but Adam picks the rebound, and he's got a double-double now, I think.
Braithwaite, penetration, and the foul will go on Ollie Miles. Good sportsmanship. Lifts Jordan Braithwaite up. Fafita going to try those calves out again.
He looked like he was still stretching it. Not really what you want to see right when he's about to come into the game.
Fletcher Miller comes back in as well. So Hunter Adam gets a well-earned break, and Braithwaite, Book loads up a three, couldn't get it. Rebound from Fletcher Miller, finds a little space, and has lost his footing.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite find any kind of angle to shoot it. I think he was just trying to not fall on his face at the end of the day.
See, I'd like to see that one again if Lavery, probably after the game's finished, see if he actually did get clipped or if there was just no space there and he tried to force himself through. Nice crossover. You just see
powers it in against the smaller Miller.
He did a good job to get back in front, but yeah, good finish by Miles.
Book looks for Fafita, finds him. Fafita testing out the calves, and they call a travel. Two subs coming in for St Andrews.
Yeah, so number 7 and number 6.
Nick Daniels comes in number 6.
Yeah, and Alexander Lind.
Lind was on the edge with the fouls as well. Go strong to the hoop. Fafita chased them all away and bumped them all away.
You can see he's trying to slide and get in front, but just Lind a little bit too quick for him to get back, you know, in good defensive position. I feel like that was the other foul that Fafita had early in the game as well.
So Lind on the line. Left that one long.
And you'll notice the Christ College horn has stopped while the free throws are being shot. I guess the crowd, the perpetrator doesn't mind too much when his team's up 25 now, or her team. I'm just assuming his thing is it is an all-boys school.
Alex Lind gets the second of the two to drop. 24-point game. Nick Book going strong with the left and couldn't get the roll, but Fafita powers it up. He couldn't get it. He stayed in the game with it. Good hustle from Fafita, throws it out. What a play. What a play. Tom Harrison says, I'll have some icing on that cake.
Well, those are the shots you want, isn't it? A few seconds on the shot clock. You're wide open, you have to shoot it. You know, virtually no risk. As we see a nice little bucket there.
Nick Daniels receives a good little kick out from Alex Lind. Josh Book, full pace, almost turned it over, got to his brother, who looked like he was about to fly up and dunk it, but they call a travel at the end of the day.
Yeah, I wonder if that was probably from that pass out from Fafita before, probably a bit of sweaty residue still on the floor there.
We're not far away from Nick Book coming down the lane and throwing those down. I think maybe 12 months.
Well, yeah, I think maybe the start of next season.
Judging by the size of his feet, he looks like he's going to be somewhere near his dad's height.
Yep.
He's got some good athleticism as well. Not to say Ed doesn't have athleticism, but
I think they're different players. They're a bit more, I feel like the two boys are a bit more mobile than he is, or was. Is and was, we'll say.
Lind driving it hard to the basket. Getting to the line, but it ain't going to make up the difference.
Yeah, 2:48 to go here. Ella Jones exhorting his team to keep playing hard the whole way through to the end of the game.
I guess we probably need to discuss who we think the MVP tonight is. There's a couple of good candidates.
Yeah, so the candidates we can look at. So we'll look at Christ College as the winning team, and pretty emphatically in the end. So Hunter Adam, 27 points, 68% from the field, 11 rebounds. So he's one potential player. Nale Fafita's played some good defense, double-double as well. 13 points, 12 rebounds for him, and 5 assists as well. But my pick, I think, is going to be Josh Book. Currently 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists so far on the game.
I think that's probably a pretty good stat line. That might win
yeah,
you the
that's
MVP of the
good.
game.
Yep.
Yeah. He's had certainly a great support cast tonight, so everybody's chimed in. That's been the difference, really.
Yeah,
They've
no,
all
I mean,
done their job. They managed to wrestle the tempo back to the style of game that they wanted to play.
I
And
mean,
kind of forced St Andrews into a lot of one-on-one plays.
yes. I mean, Brooks had 27 shots and Adams had 90, but I don't feel like they've taken an overpoweringly large amount of shot, out of the flow of the game. Like, they've taken shots when they should be taking them.
Yeah, they've been willing to give the ball up to other players and then get wide open. And the ball's moved back round. That's trusting your teammates right there. Brooks on the line.
Yeah, bonus from St Andrews.
Add to the account. He's had a bit of a mare tonight. That's about the only drawback. He hasn't gone too well from the foul line. What are the foul line stats there for Josh Book?
So Josh Book from the line, he has not hit one yet until now, and that gives him a nice round 20% free throw, mate. Here's Lavery, gets up, throws it down. Something for his crowd to cheer
maybe
about.
The foul line's too close for Josh Book.
Yeah, it's not often you shoot better from the three-point line than the free throw line, is it?
The Geese stepping through, they find Book, they move it on. Nick Book on a spin move, a kick out. Fafita loads up another three. This one doesn't go, and Lavery with the board. He tried to go between Josh Book's legs, it didn't work. Fletcher Miller, nice little step round move.
Yeah, sort of froze Lavery, who was about to jump up and try and block it. And he was gone, and the bench has now been cleared for Christ College. You might see all five on here. And the crowd knows what this means. This means the 2020 Thomson Trophy champions, Zool Academic from here on out. 1 minute 56 to go.
So Mitchell Corkery, there's a name.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sarah's boy, so he's a player of the future. And we see Sam Jenkins out there who looks like he's got a knee heavily strapped. I know he can certainly shoot it, so he would have been out there if he could have been, but he gets in the game.
Yeah, I think he's year 13 now. So I think trying to finish off the season for him with some nice wide open looks or some opportunities for him to score, and he's obviously got the youngsters out there with him as well.
It just seems like he's limping to me, so I'm sure he would have played had he could have. First one is good from Nick Daniels. Christ College got the bench out there too.
And Jenkins, even though he's
number 2, Hamish Patterson's out there. Number 5, Cameron McCarthy. Their first bit of action tonight. And the third guy over there, number 9.
Matthew Lewis. Yeah, Jenkins there, despite being injured, good hustle to save that ball there.
Long range 3 from Jenkins, couldn't get it to go. Mitchell Corkery trying to keep it alive. Miles had a few looks himself tonight, and he makes that one.
So yeah, final 90 seconds here. It's going to look a little bit closer than it really was. 91-110 at the moment.
Well, by himself, Tom Harrison looked everybody off and laid it up. Yeah, Jenkins is struggling down the floor. I can see that, definitely. He loads up a 3.
And
hits it.
Yeah, that's great to see. You can see the crowd there behind.
I'm sure if he could have played, he would have.
Yeah, rather make those sort of shots in a winning, end of a winning game, but really cool, to see Ella Jones put him in there at the end of the game, run a play for him, and the crowd behind them recognising what that actually meant, for the year 13 senior player. I can see him just talking now. He's just off screen. I think, he's hit his shot. I think he's actually going to try and get something for a youngster now.
Second one rims out. Lind with the rebound.
Let's see what happens here.
Lind going at the young man. Good defence played by, who was number 9 again?
Matthew Lewis, yeah.
Matthew Willis, that was good defence.
Lewis.
Fletcher Miller puts it on the floor, gets all the way to the rim and he's fouled. I think that might be number 5 on Alex Lind. Done pretty well to get this one.
Yeah, he did.
He had those early, didn't he?
Yes, Alan
Oh,
Jones.
it's number 4 getting held up. Even he's surprised.
Yeah, Lind was all ready to come out.
I'm pretty sure he thought he was done and dusted the way he was walking to the bench. Miller finishes that.
Well, the funny thing about these two teams, Terry, about 15 years ago, my wife and I coached at Christ College. We struggled to get 10 players who wanted to play basketball. Came back from the States 2009, started coaching at St Andrews. What do you know?
Yeah.
We had 10 players, but we didn't have 11 or 12. And, so it's pretty fantastic to see two schools.
Yes, they put a lot of effort, time and effort into building up these programs. And it's great to see them both here. So the champs, Christ College, McDonald's Thomson Trophy, 112.94.
Or 113 we've got here, but I think it is 112.
It says 112 on the board,
yes,
but not on the...
yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct. I think it is 112.
way.
Oh no, 113. No, we're right.
It's a commanding...
It is 113.94, so...
It's a commanding win.
It is. You see Nale Fafita's mum, she's loving it there. And it is very cool that we've been able to have everyone, all the fans coming along and watching this game and supporting both teams. Season officially wraps up for school basketball. There is still club basketball for us to finish off the rest of this week. Midweek for you guys.
Midweek tomorrow night, where Ed Book will be on display.
He will.
I'm sure his boys will be here to watch him.
Terry Brunell, head coach of the Rams. Mick Downer as well, do you think?
Mick Downer, yep, he'll be out there. He's had physio all week.
All right, well, all he needs to do is make it through one game. And it's tremendous crowd here and support for both teams. Hell of a job. We'll find out who the finals MVP was. Our guess was Josh Book. And they've actually given us the question, do you think the MVP is number 8 or 11? So I'm just assuming that's Book and Hunter Adam.
8 is Book.
Yep, and 11 was the
11, yes.
So we went with Book, I think.
Book, yep. Adam had a great game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with either one, really, but I tend to favour the point guard who's sort of setting everything else up for his teammates as well. Those 8 assists, a big part of why his team was able to win, involving all those other players throughout the game as well, and they just fed off it as the game went on. So Rebecca Moon's just announcing the presentation. We can see there Clyde Beaumont, General Manager of Canterbury Basketball there, and there's Murray Trail there, who's key franchise holder or owner of a number of McDonald's restaurants here. So one of the major reasons why McDonald's actually sponsors the Thomson and Whelan trophies here in Canterbury.
No, it's an awesome competition, no doubt.
So just congratulating the referees, Tony Smith-Humwick and Hamish Dale. It's always good when a game is that, for a referee, is that far apart where you're like, hey, we didn't decide whether the game won or lost, because that's what you want. They want to really remember.
They did a nice job. They let the game flow. It was always going to flow, though. Let's face it, these two teams want to get up and down the floor. But
here's Nale Fafita, captain of the Christ College team, coming in to collect the shield. And there he is. You can see the crowd, or hear the crowd on their feet, giving them a round of applause. There they are there. I guess those are the 3 senior players who are finishing off their career. Oh, we were wrong, Terry. So Hunter Adam gets the MVP. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of them.
He certainly dominated. I mean, I remember saying that several times. He dominated it in a patch there in the second and third quarters.
Yeah, and I mean, the argument you can make for him over Josh Book. Josh Book shot pretty well from the field, 44%, 31 points off 27 shots, but Hunter Adams, 75% from the field, like, hardly missed.
The only couple he missed were the dunks.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And a
Imagine
couple
if
of them
they'd
he got the
gone
ball
down,
back
yes.
himself as well
That would
afterwards.
have been exciting all round if he made both them. A couple of them were contested too, which, yeah.
Right, I'm going to go over and try and get Hunter Adams to come over for a few words before we wrap up the night, Terry.
So yes, James, looking for the MVP of the game. I think at the end of the day, Christ College just managed to utilise the sum of many parts and play slightly better as a group, and they got the tempo back to where they wanted it. Here's Hunter Adam coming over to talk to James.
Sweet to hear with Hunter Adam, MVP of the game. So tremendous. It was a toss-up. We were debating between you and Josh Box, the congratulations festival, game MVP, but really, really good job defensively. You guys, knew you were in a barn-burning, up-and-down game, but the second half really locked in. What were the key things that you guys were able to do to come away with the win?
I mean, I think it was just, we slowed them down really well. Because last time we played them, they scored about 110. So we know if we slowed them down, it would have been our game.
And then behind, what do you want to say about that? So your team, your fans there, how much did it mean to have them come out here and support you guys tonight?
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? Don't have words, really. That's awesome. You love to see it, yeah.
Definitely. So congratulations once again. How many more years have you got left at school? 2 more years, so year 11 player, MVP, Thomson, McDonald's Thomson Trophy. Well done, Hunter Adam. Congratulations. Back to you, Terry.
Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, a worthy winner of the MVP, Hunter Adam. You see Christ College having a huge celebration over in the background. Somewhat of an upset, an 11-0 team coming in, gets beaten, and at times it was a big lead.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I mean, we knew these teams were pretty evenly matched, so, being 11-0 versus, 9-2 was the final, was what St Andrews was before this game, and, they're going to be happy. Christ College doesn't have as good a winning record as St Andrews this year, but they won the game which matters, so they're going to be happy with that, and obviously learn a lot from the first time they played. As Hunter Adams said, they gave up nearly 110 last time. They knew they had to make more of an effort on defence. This time they were the team scoring over 110. They held St Andrews. 94 is a lot, but when you gave up 110 last time, it's a tremendous improvement there for them.
Yeah, I think it rolled out towards the end a little bit too, so they did have it under control. And as they started to put the bench on, some of the points got made up. But yeah, a handsome win, really, you would say, for Christ College. At the end of the day, they've come up with the goods when it counted.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for spending these last 2 evenings with me, Terry. My voice has pretty much made it through the whole 4 games. I've started getting a little bit sick, so it's not just too much talking, but appreciate you, appreciate my wife being a listener and coming in for the girls' Whelan Trophy games as well. And yeah, been pretty rewarding to actually make it through the season and finish off with a crowd here on finals night.
Yeah, excellent stuff all round. Great competition. You do a great job of organising and getting all this run. And I wish you luck for the weekend, because you've got the club finals to deal with. So you might have to rest up the next couple of days.
Yep, no, I've got plans for that, but not quite yet. We've got to do the Lincoln University scholarships after that. But forget about that. I'm just pleased we've finished this part of the season, of the club season, and hopefully we make it through the rest of the week and have a great finals weekend as well. So signing out from Cal Stadium, James Lisserman, Terry Brunel. Thank you for joining us for 2 nights of basketball. It's been great to have you all here, and see you next year.